What is going on, everybody? Well, there you have the Philadelphia Phillies take a W. Setting the tone for Game One. It would be the Brandon Marsh, the Mountain Man himself, putting the icing on the cake. But we'll just start with the pitching as we normally do. Jesus Luzardo did okay. There's sometimes through the course of this game, early in the course of this game, where things got a little hairy for him. He got himself out of a couple jam ups. His sweepers, his fastballs. He was like me and Paul talked about. He was a little bit all over the place, but there he was. He stood strong and got himself out of some really really hairy predicaments. Dave, I'll go to you. What do you keep telling me about Luzardo?
Yeah, he pitched pretty good tonight. I think it was 7 strong innings, if I'm not mistaken. He had got out of a lot of jams tonight. Didn't have it was what it was with him. Padres kept getting guys on base. Couldn't get the runs that they needed to get into the game. Credit to Luzardo. He pitched a great game tonight. 7 strong innings. You can't beat that. It is what it is with Luzardo. Either he's up, he's down. It depends what guy you get. Today just happened to be a good day for him. Getting out a lot of jams. Padres putting men on base, couldn't get the job done to get guys in. Good win for the Phils going on the road.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he had 6 Ks, 4 hits, allowed 2 walks. This is what he is. Again, there was times where it kind of got a little sloppy, but I know what, I'm not going to penalize him too much because in the beginning there were some infield deficiencies that was going on. Yeah. It's like a routine ground ball that goes to your shortstop, where that shortstop of ours, he's really making me pinch my own leg hairs anymore. But I'm going to get into him in a little bit. But Paul, I'm going to go to you. What do you think about Luzardo tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he was a little uneven, right? But you look at it, the balls hit against him were not really ever, any of them were hard hit, right? He got 2 infield singles, I think, and then the 1 error by Trey, and then he had 2 walks, and it was and no hard hit ball against him really. I mean, it helps too when you have 4 people in the players in the Padres lineup batting under 200. Okay, you got Tatis has no home runs in 50-some games already. That's not a small sample. That's a huge sample for no home runs. So it's surprising that we're over 10 games over 500. But going back to Luzardo, yes, he got out of that trouble. That was huge. That was the game right there, basically, because you got home run with the Schwarber in the first, and then that happened, and then that could have been easy 2-3 run inning for the Padres, but he got out of it, and that was very impressive.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought he was very impressive today. Like I said, especially with getting himself out of some jam ups that could have looked like, I thought for sure this was going to be a long, long night of the Phillies offense, or the Phillies just getting pummeled. And just because I mentioned you saw some the deficiencies Turner not coming up with the ball. You saw Stott was a misplay. I thought for sure this was just going to be a long day, especially getting themselves into a jam up. But no, he actually gets himself out of it. He actually dials in for a nice cleanup duty, and like I said, throwing some sweepers, some sinkers, painting the lower part of the strike zone. Then he came up with some high fastballs through the course of the game. Like I said, 6 strikeouts, not too shabby. But he did okay. And Star Wars First said Luzardo did okay, not good. Yeah, I would agree with that. And he says Haran Duran has hit his century mark in his career saves. Yes, he did. So. Yeah, I mean, like I said, you take away what you can from the pitching staff. Like you said, Paul, you mentioned about this pitching. The Padres hitting staff is not playing that well. I mean, they went 0-9, over 10, something like that for in running position today. That's embarrassing. That's a conversation you and your team need to have today. I mean, there's no way this baseball team should be going an 0-9 run, especially with guys in scoring position. Just when I thought Phillies had some flaws, this team has some flaws.
Yeah, they do. The thing about this team is you look at the lineup for the San Diego Padres, you can see guys up and down the lineup that are hitters. I mean, you got Machado, Merle, guys like that who should be, you would think, hitting the ball as well as they should, but they're not. I don't understand what's going on with that team. But I think they're better than what they are, but they're just tonight. Those are just had them off. They had them off edge a little bit. That's why they weren't hitting the ball. So it happens.
It happens. You're right, Dave. And I want to talk about real fast too the bullpen. And right here, Star Wars says Ryan Kirkering had a good inning. He's been looking sharp. Yeah. He's turning around in his last 2 starts. He had a good, decent game today. He had his last start. He looked okay, in the bullpen. He's really starting to come along a little bit in these last couple of games. So what do you guys? I'll start with you, Paul. What do you take away from the bullpen as well?
Yeah, I mean, tonight they showed up. Like the guy said, the Kirkering had the clean inning. The other 2 did not, but they got it. They got out of worked around it. Yeah, the bullpen's been strong tonight. They look really good. Shut it down and then got Duran, who looked unhittable tonight. So
you could tell too. A lot of times the ball wasn't carrying in the stadium. I mean, a couple times you saw a couple long shots and the ball just died in the air. I mean, the one Harper hit. Prime example, dead center field. I mean, on a good day and a good wind day, that ball's gone.
Castellanos hit too. I thought that was going to be a tie.
Right, Cassie had one too, and the ball just died.
That looked really good, but it died.
So a lot of times in that stadium, it's just that air. Ball just dies in the air. It happens. In other stadiums, maybe they're gone. Not today.
Yeah. No, not today. It wasn't their day today. Again, the Padres embarrassed themselves 0-9, 0-10 for men in scoring position. We talked about the defense of this team looking really, really sharp. The bullpen's actually coming up strong. Durant does what Durant things and just throw some fire, throw some gas. He was throwing some nice heaters as usual. It's remarkable if your bullpen can handle some things. It makes things that much more easier for the offense. But coming into this season, the big question mark for me was going to be the starting pitching staff. I'm okay with Wheeler. I'm okay with Sanchez. But after that, what do you really have? And Luzardo was one of those guys. And like Dave said, he could be really up or he could be really down. And today, this was just a mediocre ride with him. He had a couple of ugly starts, but, he did have something. When he was dialing in, he was definitely dialing in. Someone's chiming in saying, of course, Toronto Blue Jays fans are whining. I'm not surprised. What are the Toronto Blue Jays fans and whining about?
What, they're not good this year?
Yeah. Nola will be it. Nola will have a bad game. Yeah,
tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm going to go there with Nola. Right there. I don't think Nola's going to have a bad game tomorrow. I think he's going to pitch well. I just do. I've had this argument with Mike and Al the other day. I was talking about it yesterday. Those 2 are dogging on Nola majorly. I just feel that Nola's going through a little phase right now. All pitchers go through it. It does happen. And you know what? He's going to go tomorrow. He's going to give you 7 innings strong. And he's probably going to give you like 6 strikeouts and maybe give up 2 3 runs. But that's a Nola day. That's what I want to see from him. He has to get back on track. And I think tomorrow he definitely will.
And hey, listen, I hope he does turn around. Nola can use the turnaround now. I mean, listen, he hasn't had the best quality starts. We know where he's been. The velocity is not the same. And right now he's been your whipping boy. We get it. We understand. But, it's funny how everyone can pinpoint Arnold being the problem of this team and not look at your starting hitter right now and I'm about to get him in a minute, he's wildly swinging at every first pitch and not making no contact. I mean, really, the only contact that Kyle Shorter came up big tonight because prior to that, he was like on 8, 9, he had like 8 strikeouts prior to that. So you want to talk about some whipping boys. I mean, you might want to start the first 2 guys of the lineup. But let's get some more of these comments here. Here goes Star Wars saying the Phillies with their 7th shutout. No team has more in the NL Phillies with win. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Where did it go? Star Wars bringing this. Star Wars
doing his homework.
Star Wars is definitely doing his homework. Let's get in some of the scoreboards around the MLB right now as we're taking a look at what's happening right now.
Real quick, Peck, before we do that, I want to say something real quick. Sometimes when Phillies just had that 6-game home stand, they were 2-4, I think it was. 2-4, 2-4. sometimes when you go on the road, there's really no pressure. And you go in there, you have nothing to lose. So I think with this road trip coming up, I think it's San Diego, LA, whatever the case is, they might do better than what you think they are, because a lot of times when you're on the road, there's nothing to lose. You're going up there, and other teams are playing pressure. There's pressures on them because they're playing, in front of their fans. They want to show you what they got, and you're just going in there. Let's hit the ball and score runs. And sometimes when you're on the road, you play better. You just do.
Dave, that's a good way of looking at it, because the Phillies have been struggling at home. The pressures at home. It's not. This wasn't your typical Memorial Day weekend. It was cold and rainy, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to find excuses for this team, but maybe you're right. Maybe they're on the road. They're bonding. They're just hanging out. They're just being boys, and they're like, "Hey, let's go thump up Nick Castellanos. Let's do that. That
Right.
sounds like a good idea." And so I mean, like I said, maybe they just want to just enjoy their West Coast, where they're just kind of chill modes. San Diego is like one of the most beautiful places you could be. Relaxing and all that stuff. So and look at Brandon Marsh comes up big. But before I get into the offense, let's go into the scoreboards around the league. The Phillies win 3-0 today. Nice shutout there. Another team that won on the road is the Nationals. They won 10-2 versus the Cleveland Guardians. Diamondbacks win 6-2 over the San Francisco Giants. You have the Yankees win over the Kansas City Royals, winning 4-3. You have the Brewers winning at home, winning 5-1 over the Cardinals. The White Sox win today 3-1 over the Minnesota. You have the Orioles winning 9-7 over Tampa Bay. You have the Pirates beating the Cubbies 2-1. The late game tonight, the A's and Mariners. Top of the second right now, 0-0 Dodgers and Rockies. Right now, top of the eighth, the Marlins are beating the Blue Jays 6-2. I guess that's why they got whining Blue Jays fans out there. And I guess Astros are thumping up late in the eighth, top of the eighth. The Astros are thumping up the Rangers 8-0. And that's what's going on. Wow. Star Wars has also chimed in. He says the Padres had bases loaded in the first and did not get a run. Listen, they had bases. They had plenty of guys in scoring position. They didn't capitalize on that.
What were they? 0 for 9, Paul? I think it was something like that.
0 for 9, 0 for 9. Yeah. So again, they had Tatis right on third and couldn't cash that in. So yeah, like I said, we could take away from Lazard what he did. Let's get into the offense a little bit. There's some bright spots, some ugly spots, and all that more. So when I look at the Phillies offense, again, Brandon Marsh had that big home run that got them out of a wedge. They really pretty much put the icing on the cake. But outside him, it was pretty much Schwarber. Schwarber was the man. Had a walk, had a home run. He did all that and more.
Yeah, I mean, they have one hit. Sorry.
Yeah, Paul.
No, I'm saying they have one hit right in the first inning. That Schwarber home run, nothing at all until the Marsh home run. So we had 3 hits all night again.
Three hits, 3 runs, and yet they went 3-0.
But
go figure.
3 for 6, 3 for 60. Yeah, 3-6 and for 60. Yeah,
2 hits for Schwarber and 1 for Marsh, right?
Marsh. Yeah, that's terrible. Dave, what do you got?
Pretty much same thing Paul was saying. This team is not hitting at all. They're just not. I mean, you just go down the lineup. What you see is what you see. I mean, there's going to be a hit here and there, home run here and there, and they're not scoring runs. They're just not. They're low on 3-0 is nothing. I mean, to me, that's just okay. What they would 1-0. They lost 1-0 the other day. To Cleveland, I think it was 1-0.
Yeah, the home run they gave up by the rain. Yeah,
right. I mean, they're not. Phillies are just not. They're not producing runs like the offense should be doing with this lineup. I know it's May. I get it, but it's got to come eventually. And when it does, it's going to be scary because you look at the top lineup: Schwarber, Turner, Harper, guys like that. That should be putting up runs all the time, but they're just not. But it's not July yet. I don't know. I really don't know where to go with this. It is what it is. But if they're going to win games 3-2, 3-1, 2-1, whatever, so be it.
Yeah. Turner is really scaring me because it's not like he's being stink bitten or anything. He looks absolute flat loss out there. That last at bat, swung on the first pitch, and it just went in the infield, up in the air. Like, what is he doing? Like, he just seems like so lost. I'm really concerned about it, man.
Sometimes players like that, Paul, honestly, like Turner, give him a day off. Like, give him 1 or 2 days off. Let Mundo Sosa play shortstop for a while. Let Turner figure it out. Maybe he'll come back, and who knows?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, guys. I mean, to me, Turner has been. I'm scratching my head at this guy because I think today's approach was here. I'm just going to be aggressive at every first pitch, and you should know your fundamental baseballs, what to swing at, what not to swing at. If you see something, a low curveball that's going into the dirt, this is not cricket. This ain't golf. You don't swing at that stuff. You should know better not to swing at any bad pitches. And then you have not just him. Like I know.
Well, this is a guy that won the batting title last year.
And
that's the same thing last year, right? He struggled for a while, but to get the standing O, right?
Is that what he needs? Is that what he needs?
And he got back to it. So maybe he needs another standing O, maybe.
Well, he's not going to get one in San Diego. I can tell you that right now.
Hey, well, no, I don't know. There's a lot of fans there, Phillies. So.
That's true. Good point. Good point.
But it is true. Like again, what do we need to give this guy another standing O? Hey, get yourself out of this funk. Like that, at some point. It's going to get to the rough Philadelphia fans where they have to give you the boo birds and say, "You listen," and like that's the hard part too, Paul. I mean, you set the tone by winning the hitting title. Like you set the tone, and to get back to this funk that you just can't get yourself out of. I mean, are you not spending enough time at the batting practices? Or I mean, maybe Donnie Baseball might, like Dave said, get a day off or get Being into a spot where you're not pressurized, like I get it. Being you're the leadoff hitter, you got to set the tone for the rest of the guys. You got to get on base, and you listen. Not everyone's Jimmy Rollins, so take a day break. Put someone up there. Right now, I mean, you have your disposal of Harper, Bohm, Marsh, Turner. I know it sounds crazy putting Marsh up there, but he's producing in the lineup.
Yeah, because like a lot of Schwarber's home runs are like solo shots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the leadoff hitter's job either walk, get on base, right, and then boom. It's not a solo shot anymore. It's you're up 2 runs. I mean, like he's not even doing that. He's not even getting on base. Not even drawing walks. You know what I mean?
No, and you're right.
So the solo shots will be 2-0, not 1, and then there's 1-0 all the way towards the middle of the end of the game. You know what I mean?
And you might as well put Schwarber on that leadoff spot. I mean, someone else needs to take that. I mean, again, all night long today, he just swung at first pitches. Like, what are we doing? Like, come on, like play fundamental baseball. Take that first pitch. I mean, really, like the middle part of this lineup is really your bread and butter. I mean, yeah, if Schwarber could come up with a nice pop, great. But like, you got Brandon Marsh, you got Bohm and Stott. That's my 3 guys I can look at I know who's going to be able to produce from time to time.
That's the problem with batting Schwarber second when your guy in front of you ain't doing nothing. Right. So imagine he's batting third or fourth, and there's 2 guys on, and then boom, 3-run shot instead of a 1-run shot. Like, that's why I struggle a little bit with Schwarber batting so early because like he's our home run threat, and maybe he should back down a little bit and not over him.
Well, everybody keeps saying that, but putting him back and forth 3 or 4. I'm not, and I agree with you on that, but at the same time, I don't. I'll tell you why. Because he's not comfortable at the 4 hole. He likes where he's at. If you keep him at 1, keep him at 2, that's where he wants to be. Him being at 4 or 5, it's just not. It's not a Schwarber thing. It's just not.
No.
I know. I'm just thinking about generate some more. Some more.
Right, and I understand what you're saying. I get it. I mean,
right now,
2 guys on, he gets a bomb. I get it, but I mean,
that's how we're living and dying anymore. Right now. It's a home run.
Some guys are just not comfortable in certain spots. They're just not.
And like I said, you guys like. It's a 2-edged sword you can look at because, like, you're right, Dave. This is what best fits Kyle Schwarber. And on the other side of it, it's like, well, he's a professional ball hitter. I need him in that cleanup spot. If he's going to be the one hitting the long ball, I need him batting fourth so I can drive him more runs. And then they're like, he's a professional ball player. Should be able to make contact anywhere, whether it's 2, 4. But like I said, if I'm going to get the most bang for my buck out of the guy, then I'm going to have to leave him at 2.
Let's see, 21 home runs. How many RBIs right now? It's
Right.
insane.
So it's well. So let's take a look at the lineups. Trey Turner did absolutely nothing. 0 for 4 to a strikeout. Kyle Schwarber 2 for 3. Got a walk, a hit, and 2 hits, a home run. Yeah, you know the story. Harper 0 for 3 and a walk and a K. Alec Boehm tonight 1 for 4. 0 for 3 himself. Boehm, Brandon Marsh 1 for 2, 1 for 4. Who else is in there? Garcia does absolutely nothing for you. We all know that. He is another stiff on this team, 0 for 3. Crawford 0 for 3. He's become down in reality, and Marshawn
Yeah,
0
he's
for
coming to
3.
reality too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Marshawn is he's another one. He swings at anything in the dirt. Terrible. I mean, and Crawford just even Crucky was begging. He's like, dude, that's across the middle. I know. Jay Lewis has checked into the show. He goes, Canes and Hurricanes and Montreal, a good game going on. I know. I'm going to
I
get
have it
into
on
it.
the background right now. Yeah.
I know. That's right. I'm with Paul. It's on the back burner right now. I'm juicing. But yeah, let's get into it again. First, again, guys, I got to go to you. Who was your player of the game?
Go ahead, Paul.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I probably will give it to Luzardo. Just him to get out of those tough innings. The first, the bases loaded, nobody out. That was impressive, but actually not even one run. And then again, I think second or third inning, he had like 2 on with like 1 out. So he had a lot of traffic tonight. Not all his fault because of error or whatever, but he danced around it. Give up no runs, 6 strikeouts. So I'm getting it to him. It's kept us in the game to actually hang on. I mean, the 1-0, the Schwarber home run in the first inning was enough for Luzardo to win tonight. So.
All right, you're going Luzardo. Dave, where are you going?
I'm going to go bullpen. I think bullpen did a really good job today.
That's different.
Kirk Ring was good today. I think Duran came in here, got the save. I just like what this bullpen's doing right now. They're keeping them afloat at this point in time. And even though they have a 2-run, 3-run lead, the bullpen is keeping them, to keep that lead. So tonight, I'm gonna go bullpen. I'm gonna go Kirk Ring. I think he did a good job tonight.
I'm going to go with Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber went 2 for 3, and again, home run, a walk. He kind of turned around from his homestand. He kind of, like Dave kind of mentioned, he's on the road. This is a little bit more of a comfortable spot, and he played extremely, extremely well. Here goes Jay Lewis goes. I remember a marathon OT game between the Phillies and the Pirates back in the '90s. After 4 overtimes, went to bed. Oh, I guess you're talking about the Flyers and Penguins. Yeah, that was that was a forever game there, Joe. That was back in 2008. Yeah. Good stuff, Jay. Talking about those Flyers and Penguins rivalries. But anyways, let's get it back into again this about this game here. Dave, what kind of grade are you going to give it?
I'm going to give him a solid beat tonight. I think it was a solid effort all around. They did get the shutout, which was good. Like I said, bullpen kept him alive. Luzardo pitched actually a solid game. And I know offense wasn't much tonight. 3 runs is not much to say, but at the same time, they did keep it. So I'm going to say solid B.
Solid B for Dave. Paul, where are you going?
Yeah, I mean, I can't give him an A, but I'm on more lines of Dave B. They did enough to get the job done. Bullpen did a great job. Luzardo wasn't as sharp as he can be, but he did enough to keep us in it and win the game. And clutch hits by Schwarber and Marsh, right, to give pad the lead from 1-0 to 3, give us a little more breathing room to bullpen. So yeah, solid B.
Solid B, and I'm going to go a B+ for myself. Listen, I did like the performance where this game could have got really ugly. Luzardo saved it. The offense, there wasn't too much there to offer you, but however, the long ball was key. And again, bullpen's got you out of danger. Bullpen carried you over. You got 7 strong innings from Luzardo. And that's all you needed. And this team did just enough to put away a team like this. Now you move into, again, being 527-27. So we are still lingering around that wild card spot. So I don't know, what's it going to look like after tomorrow? Because with Nola being on the hill, it's going to be a little bit more scarier. And like I said, his last 2 starts have been pretty. Yeah, I know he's been like I mentioned earlier. He's been your whipping boy. He's been but again, if he gives you a solid, this offense better be awake. The offense needs to be awake because they're just swinging at anything.
Yeah. Pretty much they are. I don't know what it is, guys. I really feel that I think Noah's going to have a good game tomorrow. He's going to pitch well. I just have a feeling.
You're going to have to score runs tomorrow because Noah probably ain't going to give you 0 runs. So you need to score more than a 1 run, 1-0. You need to score at least 4 or 5 runs tomorrow.
I agree. Come out early. Come out swinging.
Yeah. Ricky says he's watching. Hi, Ricky. Thanks for watching. But I agree with you guys. I mean, listen, you're going to need that same offense you had in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? You're going to need that. You're going to need to be on fire, because if you're not on fire, then it's going to be bad. And then Nola will be waiting to chomp at or not Nola, excuse me, Castellanos will be chomping at the bits to thump this team any which way he can. It's going to be that much sweeter to him. So just watch. He'll give up like every pitch besides Castellanos and get Castellanos like 8 times. It's just give him a strikeout. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, like I said,
Cassie's not up to expectations. Like you said, the team though. Like I thought he would be.
Yeah, I don't think Castellanos actually playing tomorrow because I think he.
Oh, he's out.
I saw it tonight was a left-hander, I think. So I don't think he's going to be playing tomorrow, to tell you the truth.
Right. Gotcha.
Good. We'll keep. Listen, we're going to need.
He's a part-time player now, anyway. He's not a full-time player, so.
Yeah. Like I said, sections for Castellanos to me was not what I really thought he'd be in San Diego. I thought he'd be hitting the ball pretty hard up there. The way the weather is, and I thought it'd be to his advantage. But I'm I'm not shocked, but at the same time, I really thought he'd be doing a little bit better than what he's doing.
Yeah, same. I thought he would be like a little bit more of a better player, but Castellanos seems to be Castellanos everywhere he goes. I mean, you heard the story where he's training hard and all that stuff, but if nothing's paying off, it doesn't really matter. So listen, though. Look, I'll take the closeout win. It wasn't the prettiest closeout win, but it was just enough, like I said today, to get the job done. Get Schwarber his confidence back. Look, now Brandon Marshall will have a little bit better confidence. It's just the rest of the guys. Like, where are they? I mean, it's weird. We're last year where I was more flipped out about Bohm. This year I'm more excited about Bohm because he's making some contact. Stott's starting pushing those guys up towards the front of the lineup. Like, well, the guys again, we talked about Turner who might need a day off or needs to get bumped down. Garcia, why are you here? I mean, the Philly Fanatic doesn't I don't think the mascot.
He's only here for his defense, Pat. I keep saying that. The only reason he's here is for his defense.
And you're right. He does play a solid outfield defense. But I mean, I thought it could for sure. His second job was in the mascot suit for the Philly Fanatic. I thought that was his other job. But no. Listen, it's crazy. He does have a solid defense, but man, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Yeah, it's bad.
You're not getting much production out of the outfield other than Marsh when he plays.
Paul, is he under 200 now? I mean, last I checked, he was at 200. Is he still there?
Garcia?
Yeah.
I think he's at 200. I think that last at bat put him down to 200, I believe.
Okay, so that's what I thought.
Next at bat, when he misses and strikes out, it's going to be under 2.
Gotcha.
Gosh, man, terrible. But listen, guys, this has been another fun episode of the Bats and Bells podcast. So again, guys, check us out tomorrow. It's gonna be a little later than normal. We'll probably walk in zombie-eyed, so don't forgive us. So, but then Wednesday we should be back to norm. The schedule's all over the place. You got a late game, you got a 4:00 start. It's all over the place. And then they take a break and then they go against the champions. So what happens? We'll see what happens out there. But again, guys, for my man Paul, give him a follow. Give my man Dave Yarnall a follow, guys. Does a great. They all do great jobs of covering this. We're with you every single game. All right, guys. For me, Pat, Paul, Dave, we're out here. Have a good one, guys. Bye bye.
See you.
See you.